Hey y'all, I'm Fantasia and this is my channel Sewing with Tay, and today we're going to talk about learning new hobbies. Okay, so today we are talking about hand knitting. It's one of those projects that is new to me. I've only been hand knitting maybe about 2 years. I was asked to do it. Sometimes I have friends who know that I sew and do craft things and they're just like, hey, can you do this? And I saw it, I did some research, and I was able to figure out how to hand knit. So hand knitting is a very beginner friendly project. It has a low barrier to entry. So let's talk about why you should try hand knitting this weekend. For beginner-friendly hand knitting projects, you can get yarn in two forms. This here is a traditional like chunky yarn. I think it's like a size 8. Typically, yarn is weighed in ounces, not in yards like you do fabric. But I personally like to use yards because I'm traditionally a sewist, not a knitter. So this is usually about 28 yards of yarn, but they typically do weigh these. You can also use these like filament yarns. They're like yarns that have cotton on the inside, and you can also use these for beginner-friendly hand knitting projects. And let's get into some of my favorite hand knitting projects. So first off, we have hand knit blankets, which are super easy. I have tons of tutorials on my page. The next would be hand knit bags. This is like a basket weave type of bag that I've made, and this is made using that filament yarn I just showed you. You can make sweaters. I also have a hand knit sweater tutorial on my page for free. And then I also have hand knit teddy bears. This is my latest hand knit project. These can be done in a couple of hours, maybe 2 if you're like super focused. And these are my first digital tutorial. They're on my website for under $10. All you need is your yarn, and for these ones you will need stuffing, like polyfill stuffing. But this is my new favorite project. They're super cute and can make super good gifts and conversation starters. But let's talk a little bit more about hand knitting. They have proven that hand knitting reduces stress. I guess it depends on what project you're working on, but hand knitting is known to reduce stress, lower cortisol levels. It kind of induces a calm state in your mind. I really enjoy hand knitting when I do have some downtime, but I want to do something creative because it's something that's repetitive and you end up with a tangible gift, a tangible product at the end, but it kind of allows your mind to escape. You can turn on a good movie and just hand it through a project. So that is my recap on why you should do hand knitting this weekend. It's a low barrier to entry. The yarn typically isn't very expensive, and I know expensive is depending on who you are, but you can find chunky knit yarn at places like Michael's, Amazon, even Hobby Lobby has some. They all have different prices from $5 a skein to like $40 for a package of yarn. So you have tons of options. And also, there are a lot of small businesses that now also sell chunky yarn too. So find your project, find one on my page. I'll have them linked so you can see them below in the descriptions of hand knit projects you can do. Or if you want to do my hand knit teddy bear tutorial, is on my website. It's under $10. I will also put that in the description so that you can get you a tutorial and a project that gives you a really cool like end result, which is this cute teddy bear. So I'm gonna give you a quick demo. Here is some of my chunky yarn. This is just scrap yarn that I have. This here is the tail, the end of my yarn. This, if it was in a ball, would be my working yarn. We're gonna push that over there. We're gonna get a little bit of yarn here. So any yarn project, any hand knit project that we start, we'll start the exact same. So I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on getting started. The first thing that we have to do is make a slip knot. I like to leave a little bit of a tail here, a couple inches. We're going to take this yarn and we're going to twist it just like that. Twist it, and then you'll have a loop just like that. I'm going to put this loop on top of my yarn, the yarn that's connected to the ball. So now we have this. We have a loop. We have our yarn down here. I'm going to go top down, pull that loop through. And now we have a slip knot. I'm going to do it again. We're going to twist like that. We're going to go down here. We're going to grab this yarn and pull it up. like that. Once we have our loop, we're going to take our tail. This is our tail working yarn. Tail, slip knot, working yarn. We're going to pull. Oops, not too much. We're going to pull this till it's snug, both sides. You should have a loop that's about 2 fingers wide, like so. I like to lay this down here. I'm a right-handed person, so if you're left-handed, you have to do whatever feels good for you, so maybe the opposite. Tail, loop, working yarn. I like to put my hand down on top of the tail, my fingers into the loop. I'm going to use those 2 fingers to grab my working yarn to pull it through. So I'm going to grab right here, pull it through. So now we have a new loop. So this will be loop number 1. This will be loop number 2. I'm going to do a couple so you can see it. So that's 1. This is 2. Fingers go back in the loop. Down and up is 3. Down, back in the loop. Down and up. That's 4. And you want to make sure your loops are about the same size. Down and up, and that's 5. Down and up, and that's 6. Down and up, and that's 7. Down and up, and that's 8. So we have 8. This is what our chain looks like. I like to call this our foundation chain. And say we're going to make a blanket with this. That's a great beginner project. Make this as long as you want your blanket to be. I have plenty of blanket videos which will be linked so you can watch some of those. But here, so we're going to start our next row. This is where a lot of people get confused. You're going to take your working yarn. I like to pull it back this direction because we're going to go this way. Take this loop, this last loop. Make sure it doesn't get too big. And you're going to take them 2 fingers, put it back inside the loop. Take your working yarn, and you're going to pull it up like that. So you're going to have a loop standing up. Standing loops. So here, you see we have our loops right here. Just like that. So we're going to find that space in our loop. So there's a space right here, space right here, space right here, here, right there, and this one's a little snug, right there. So whenever we're hand knitting, you always want to pull our yarn up towards you. So keep it flat on the table, yarn goes up. If you push your yarn down like this, down, your stitches are going to be twisted. You're going to have back stitches on the front and front stitches on the back. So always make sure we're pulling up towards you. So you're going to take this yarn, you're going to go down into your space, down. Your working yarn is behind the project. You're going to pull it up. So now we have 2 loops. Find your space, put those 2 fingers in there, pull your yarn up towards you, up towards you, up towards you. Find your space, up towards you, and you want to make sure that all of these loops are about the same size. Up towards you, and up towards you. If you have done this correctly, which it takes some practice for sure, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 8 loops going down, and now we have 8 standing loops here. So now we're going to continue to knit our project. This is our fake blanket. I like to take my working yarn, pull it back. So now that we have these loops, it's a lot easier. So you're still going to make sure that you're pulling that yarn up towards you. 2 fingers into that loop, pull it up 1, into your loop, pull it up 2, into the loop, pull it up 3, into the loop, pull it up 4, into the loop, pull it up 5, into the loop, pull it up 6, into the loop, pull it up 7, into the loop, pull it up 8. You see how this is a little big here? This is why you want to make sure that all your loops are the same size, especially that one on the end, because it can get a little big and you would get a little gapping there. So this is what the project starts off to look like. If they start to curve, that's fine. They will typically straighten out. And I'm going to do one more row so I can show you what the stitches are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm gonna do one more. 9. So now we get to the end. We're gonna go back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So here you have it. This would be the beginning of our blanket. So the last thing I want to show you is the front and the back side, and why it's important to make sure that you pull your yarn up and not push it down. I like to go up so that I can see my knit stitches. So these here are knit stitches, like this, like what you see on sweaters. This would be the front of your garment or your blanket, whatever you want it to be. These are purl stitches. They go left to right. So this would be the back of your garment. You can flip them, make this the front, make the other side the back. That's your prerogative. But technically, these are purl stitches. They're the back of your garment. If you are knitting and you start pulling up and then all of a sudden you start pushing them down, you're going to have these stitches, these left to right stitches on the front. And that's how you'll know that you mix them up and that you can make sure that you're doing them all the same direction. So if you want to do this where your purl side is up, that's fine, but you just need to make sure you stay consistent. So this is the beginning of a little blanket or a little teddy bear. Usually a teddy bear would be knit in a circle like that, but this is the beginning of it, and another reason why you should learn how to hand knit this weekend.